Hello back in our small but nice dojo. Hey, today we learn the lesson 5. Brightening and the secret of German yellow. By the way, thanks to my friend Carlos who showed me the color. I love it. But before we start, I will show you some examples of different color schemes. As you can see, here are different colors at the start, but all have something in common. They are all contain German yellow, believe it or not. And I know you all want to know my technique of the skin, but that will comes later. Have patience. I would like to remind you that is not a how to paint Dutch Schaefer tutorial, yeah? I will show you tricks and skills from the experience of my commission painting. Hey, and thanks to the green color and the lightning we can fake a camouflage on pants like Dutch has without painting because it has very extreme deepenings in his pants. And we try to trick the eyes. By the way, I paint here in a normal speed. That means maybe 10-40 minutes. And in the end of all lessons you will see you need maybe for this miniature in this quality I think 1 or 2 hours in this quality. Bam! So let's start it. Do you remember our green? But this time we use a little bit of the Cayman green from the game color range of Vallejo because it gives a super nice touch. And of course the German yellow secret. The German yellow is one of the best colors after Decktan, dark sea green, dark Prussian blue and so on. And this is the color you will use it a lot of time in your painting life. Okay, we mix it with a drop of water, very diluted, like I do here, you see, and take a tiny drop of the German yellow and mix it in your mix. That gives, you see, a super nice touch. Now you go very gently over the highest parts of the pants. Really, don't touch the shadows or the deepest parts. Only the highest parts that your eye can see. Really, this is super important. Sorry for my camera issues. I forgot to hold on the focus. Yeah. But you see, I paint only the highest parts that comes in my eyes first, yeah? I hope you understand my funny English. But we are here to learn. Set overall some lights. I do the same on every edge of the weapon. You can improvise it a little bit, yeah? There has no rule, but it is important to paint the edges. Really, paint the edges to show your eyes and distract your eyes from other points of this arm, for example. Yeah, but you can improvise it. Now take more German yellow in your mix, but a little bit water, and you see this is very thin because it's so important to get a clean surface. The brush takes a lot of color and water, and you start with the edge and the most of the color starting at the beginning of the edge. Yeah, I hope you understand this. Be careful and be gently and set more light. You can do this more and more and more if you want, but this is enough. Now I take a smaller brush from Redgrassgames and go gently over all high painted parts again and improvise a little bit more. This gives the result is more effective than you see here, and it's really important that you let the shadows dark. Yeah, later you can add some scratches and finishing touches and so on, but this comes later. We only want a really nice clean surface. Base coat. So now comes the distracting point. I add more German yellow and go really be careful on some spots of the pants and the armor, and I will try to distract the eye, and the eye think, oh, these are really strong contrast, and is a little bit camouflage, and if you want you can stipple it, but really be careful. For the last touch, I add more of the German yellow. You see it's almost German yellow, and take a little bit on the brush, really a tiny bit, and set some spots here and there on the edges, on the end of the edges. Yeah, you see I do this everywhere, and this distracts the eyes. Yeah, and I think this is the last point of this video, and you see the Dutch shaver is going clearer and clearer and looks great in the moment, but we add so much things, but you will learn in the next lessons. Try this and learn this. If you do not, you really don't get a better painter. You have to understand these techniques. And by the way, here's a special trick. If you want to give the miniature a real smoothness and bring the camo green back as a glazing we learn in a later session, but I show you the trick. Take this as a glaze and go over all parts again. You can go at the first from the shadows to the light parts. It's okay because it's so less color, they don't destroy your highlights, but they improve the shadows and give the pants and the green a super smooth touch. You can do this overall, yeah. This is the way for really, really clean painting, yeah. Believe it or not, if you don't learn this, you will, I say it again, you will never be a super good painter. Okay, I think the result for now is pretty cool, and you see it, the shadow parts, the distracting parts, the edges, and everything is fine in the moment. If you want, for a tabletop standard or whatever, you can let them miniature sew, paint the base and finish, play with them. But we go further, and we see us in the next lessons. Konnichiwa.